A historic medical breakthrough. For the first time, a research team led by Oregon Health and Science University used gene editing to repair a mutation in human embryos that can lead to a heart defect. They found embryos can help repair themselves if scientists jumpstart the process early enough. Now, this is lab research only, nowhere near ready to be tried in a pregnancy, but it's already leading to a big ethical debate on how far such work should go, and if we're heading for designer babies. Fox News' Jonathan Serrie joins us now with more on quite a story. Jonathan.
Quite a story indeed, Cheryl. This is groundbreaking research. This is indeed the first time that researchers have been able to edit genes inside a human embryo in the very early stages to repair a mutation causing disease in humans. In this case, it's a heart condition known to cause sudden death, often in otherwise healthy, athletic young adults. Using a gene-cutting tool, these researchers were able to go into an embryo in its early stages, remove the mutation, and then, as the embryo cells multiplied, they started replicating the healthy version of the gene, not the mutation.
All we have to do is induce this self-repair and tell embryos where this damage is. And the rest of them actually done by embryos themselves.
And researchers have published their findings in the journal Nature. They say it'll still be some time before their procedure is ready to move out of the lab and be used in an actual pregnancy. But ethicists say now is the time for society to begin discussing and debating the potential consequences of the procedure. Listen.
I think there are ethical questions related to the safety of the intervention, whether they can actually target precisely, whether there might be other things that happen as the embryo evolves that are unexpected.
And Cheryl, gene editing also raises concerns over designer babies. In other words, parents who are less concerned about improving their baby's health and more superficial changes like predetermining their eye color or hair texture. Well, these researchers behind this study say that's something they want to prevent, but they say that they're really focused not on altering healthy genes, but repairing mutant genes and potentially preventing life-threatening disease down the road in individuals and perhaps entire family lines.
Absolutely.
Cheryl?
If you know that your baby is going to have a serious heart defect and you could prevent that, you know, would you make that decision? Maybe at the end of the day it's going to be up to families, but we'll see. It's debatable. Jonathan, thank you very much.
Certainly.
Well, I want to stay on this. It's a fascinating study that came out. It really was groundbreaking. Dr. Janette Nesheiwat is with me. It's good to see you, Janette, and I'm curious what you think about these findings.
You know, hey, Cheryl, this is definitely a major medical breakthrough. I mean, it is literally life-changing and life-saving. And as a doctor, I find it to be incredibly fascinating because what it means to us is that parents can have children who won't suddenly die. Now, this new study and this new finding is geared towards the heart. We've unfortunately all have seen, you know, an athlete running down the basketball court or a football field or a soccer field and suddenly collapse. Well, this technology was geared towards what's called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which is just a fancy word for an enlarged heart. And it was geared to finding that gene, that mutation, going in there, cutting it out so that they don't have that problem later in life. Now, I've delivered many, many babies, and sometimes we find birth defects early, sometimes we don't. Of course, it's always a blessing when we find it early, but when it comes to saving a life, this is incredible.
So before we get our viewers' hopes up that this could be around the corner, talk to me about the timeline to get this actually to the next phase of testing.
Nowhere around the corner. This is long, years down the road, but it gives us hope, at least. It gives us hope because right now what they found is geared towards heart problems, heart disease. But what if they can actually have the tools and technology to tackle other diseases like cystic fibrosis or Huntington's disease or alcoholism or mental illness? It's meant and it's geared towards severe disease and disability. It's not geared towards changing your eye color or, you know, your hair color. It's not meant for superficial gain and superficial benefits. It's really meant to improve the quality of one's life. Just like maybe, you know, a baby Charlie Gard. Could this have been something that could have, you know, allowed him to live a longer, healthy life?
Janette, I've only got about 10 seconds with you, but just really, really quick. What about embryonic research for adults? Does this further that type of research?
Absolutely, it can. It gives us a lot more hope. There's still a lot of research that is going on right now, but we're on the right path. But it's something that's going to take years, lots of clinical trials, but it definitely gives us hope that there's a positive in the future.
Dr. Nesheiwat, thank you.